Good morning, good morning. Welcome to FYI. How are you guys doing today, Thursday, the 8th day of January? It's somebody's birthday somewhere in the world. Must be somebody's birthday. A very good morning to each and every one of you. Wherever you guys are joining us from, we are happy and delighted that you folks could be here with us on this Thursday morning of the new year. We're just out of the first week of the new year, of the new month. We're the second week now. And you better pick up the pace if you got some things that you got to do. Pick up the pace just a little bit. We want to, by the time we get to this time next year, we are farther along. Farther along. How are you guys doing today? How are you guys doing today? Tomorrow, we're going to be out in the fields. We may have a check-in in the morning. Tomorrow morning, we may have a little check-in with you guys. But we're going to be out in the fields tomorrow. But this time tomorrow, we're well on our way where we need to go. And you're going to hear from us over the weekend. You're going to hear from me over the weekend what I'm up to and what I'm doing. I tell you, I like the studio. Don't lock me up. I got places to go and people to meet. You see? Got to meet you all where you guys are. Got to have all of you on with us this morning. And sometimes you don't like to telegraph every move you make. At least the political enemy put a spoke in your wheel, you see. So sometimes it's when you get there, say, all right, well, I'm here now. But good to have all of you on with us this morning. Good to have you all here now with we. Good to have you folks on today. How are you guys doing this morning? How are you guys doing? Good morning. Good morning. I know sometimes you get up in the house, we even need to say good morning to you. Good morning. Yesterday, respect and manners to those folks who come back and watch us on demand. What does that mean? Watch us whenever you want to watch us. The thing is recorded to YouTube. It's recorded to Facebook. You come, you hit the play button, and you watch whatever time you want to watch. And notice now Facebook deletes the broadcast about a week afterwards. They're probably running out of server space, storage. So they delete after about a week. But within that time, you can come back and watch us on demand. And respect and manners to those folks who do that. Yesterday, I was coming out of Andrew's supermarket. I like to give my money to Andrew's, because he gives it back to me. I was coming out of Andrew's supermarket, and a taxi driver hailed me up. You know, he's with, Duncan, is you? See, yeah, in the flesh. He said, look, I'm watching you right now. So I went over to say hello to the gentleman, and there I was on his what do you call it? Dashboard, in live and living color. The man was watching me on demand. He said, look, I'm watching you right now. Right now, watching you. Thank you. All those folks. You might not catch us at 9 in the morning or 8 in the night, but you can watch us on demand as your time permits. And you give us the share. You hit that emoji button the same way. Here in the comment section, the same way. You watch us Sunday, man. So good morning to all of you. 220 out of you already around the breakfast table this morning. What are you guys having for breakfast? What are you guys having for breakfast? And I realize, perhaps because the cost of living is better, those of you who live in the north, you all have an eclectic breakfast. Those of you in the States, some of you in Europe, Canada, you all get some eclectic breakfast. And the bigger you get is the more fancy. You know? I laugh at my aunt Elizabeth. We gone into Starbucks and she wants lemon and water. You know, I'll take a toast with avocado. I ain't going to tell you the States eat bread and beer. I'm sorry. I ain't going to tell you the States eat bread and beer. We ain't that poor. We ain't never been that poor. How are you folks doing? Wherever you're joining us from, you all got these fancy things. You know, you take some toast and the toast got fancy name. It's not just plain bread. My God, the US got varieties. There's a million variety of bread. You'll take some and avocado, and then you have some eggs. And I don't like how they do the eggs. And you know, we're Caribbean people. They say we eat very spicy. You know, I want my things seasoned up nice, man. I want my things seasoned up. Man, this time I'm having red cake and a malta for breakfast. You see that? Talk to me now. Talk to me nicely. Please and thanks. Alicia says she's having scrambled egg and plantains. Oh, man. You got my mouth watering here. I'm savoring the taste of that. You know? Good morning, folks. Wherever you're all joining us from. And I can imagine people like Veronica Primo Rollins. This guy is a special chef, you know? Your butler and so on. You're different, boy. We're good to have all of you on with us this morning. Wherever you're joining us from, we are happy and delighted to have all of you all with us today. Whatever fancy breakfast you all having. Girls, I don't like bread. Don't like bread. Right? You go and you get the whole Americans different. You know, I like going to my little you know where I like to go in? I like my little what's the coffee place? My God. You all help them out. Big yellow signage. Big yellow sign. Waffle House. I like going to my little Waffle House. You know? My God. Keep things a little down to earth. Some of y'all too fancy for your own good. You're too fancy for your own good. You know? Brian says I'm having some mangoes. Yes. All those persons visiting, you visited for Christmas, you're heading home. Some persons visiting now. Happy to have you all. Good to have you all here with us this morning. Yeah. Here, Amir says, Panera's hazelnut coffee and Greek parfait yogurt. Little story now. Throw the book. Throw the breakfast book. Panera hazelnut coffee and Greek. That is the thing. I all I get here is now Nestle giving a little variation. You got a little Brazilian coffee and so on. But the US got so many varieties of coffee, of tea. You know, I like live a little special. Some folks just sent me some stuff. If you see coffee, thank you. You know, my friends from Region 3 who visiting, thank you guys so much. I haven't gone through everything yet. Right? Some people call me and say, look, I bring something for you, must come. When I go, it's a big consignment. Afraid I got to share some of this stuff, package some of this stuff and share to other folks now. You know? Thank you guys so much. Lachman Aziz, Jamal Aziz, good morning. Good morning, Bushlot. Good morning, Bushlot. How y'all doing? My wife did by y'all say there. Wife came back, she went straight by Shimada. That says a lot. Yeah. it says it says a lot. But good to have all of you on with us this morning. Wherever you're joining us from, um, my wife was with me over the last couple of days. We were overseas. And it's better the girl even come. It's better the lady even come. Every day she on her phone, your mother, your sister, your father. So, you try that again. I going out. I like walk. I like walk and talk. Sharon, Neville, Rambo. Good to have you on the live this morning and all the other folks joining us. Nigel and Eula and the whole team. Good to have you all on the broadcast this morning. I noticed money sharing. I noticed cash grant sharing. Mind you, the cash grant people watching us, I did promise. My friend, I'm going to follow up on the cash grant. And I spoke with some folks at finance and just things on hold. You know, it used to be you could have come and get the $100,000 cash grant. Since the first set was giving out, since the first tranche was giving out, you could still pick it up, even though it's a little while. All right, and some folks are interested in getting their cash grant, the $100,000. And finance said, says it's on hold. They ain't sharing no more. Right? Somebody must spend your money already. I don't know. Somebody done spend your money already. But as we on cash grant, I saw that cash grant sharing. Y'all and tell me money sharing. We got finance everything for ourselves, huh? Everything to ourselves. Like we ain't got no fixed place of a board. We ain't got nobody looking out for we joy. Y'all click your cash grant, Wilma, Dell, BHS. Y'all collect your cash grant. Vernella, the first 100,000. The first and only. Man, you collect your cash grant. The folks said that is on hold. But I saw another cash grant sharing. You know? And tell us that they are farmers. Farmers have started receiving some money that was promised to them. I find y'all keeping things away. You know, I got your shell out there with $3 million worth, you know. A little shell out. Right. The president promised rice farmers in particular. Rice farmers in particular. Right? A little brace. And recently we saw 1,618 Region 5 farmers receive over $480 million. We saw Minister Zulfikar Mustafa, rich man, Zulfi. Man got a lot of money, boy. Billions of dollars, we told. That's another story. Spearheading this distribution of the financial assistance to rice farmers. This, according to the Ministry of Agriculture, it says that it fulfills President Irfan Ali's promise and commitment of ensuring rice farmers receive $300 per bag of paddy as support to offset production costs and to stabilize income. You know, rice has been, we've got a little surplus crop, and government hasn't know, didn't know, can't know what to do with it. Because the market apparently not taking the rice as fast as you could produce it. So it's piling on the farmers and all kinds of things. Right? Because it's a buyer's market, they're not attracting the kind of cost that they want. The government said, we're going to meet you with the shortfall. So they've been distributing this money of recent. Right? But the little cash grant for you, the little cash grant for you seemed too much. It seemed too much. While government is saying this is part of government's total investment of approximately $2.1 billion aimed at sustaining rice production, enhancing food security, and reinforcing the resilience of the agriculture sector. So $480 million is distributed to rice farmers, but it's part of a $2.1 billion investment. Yeah. Who invested in you? Annette? Andrea? Who invested in you, Auntie Sandra? 2.1 billion for the constituents. 2.1 billion for the constituents. Now, as we say, galang. 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 That's one of the things we're looking at this morning, this Thursday morning, Thursday, the 8th day of January. One of the things we're looking at. Nigel and Leonard, how are you guys doing? Mandy and Avril. Rupert and Roxana, hope you guys are great. Today, hope you're all fired up and you're ready to go. We look at this other issue too. And we told you that protest yesterday in front of the American embassy. Person saying Venezuela. Doing the most. Civil society members taking the protest yesterday outside of the American embassy. Seeing what is transpiring in Venezuela, the capture, detention, some people say kidnapping of Nicolas Maduro. It says wrong in international law. Some of the persons we saw on the line yesterday. Good to see all of you who are on the live today. Part of what we're following. I know this very same issue of Venezuela. Last evening, as our program concludes, leader of the PNCR, leader of the Partnership for National Unity, Mr. Aubrey Compton Norton, he was on In Context. Prime News is In Context with Enrico Wolford discussing Venezuela as well as some local issues. And it was very insightful. Very, very insightful discussion in context. See this issue here of Venezuela? It is so multifaceted. And if you don't quite have a grip on it yet, don't fear. You got experts around the world who try to figure out what's going on here. So if you're a little behind, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Part of what people have been saying, it's a dangerous precedent that's being set. A very, very dangerous precedent being said here. Here is some of what Mr. Norton told Enrico Wolford last evening. Take a look. Take a listen.
Point of view of another country, a big country like the United States, moving in beyond the borders. And when you've answered that, I then want to follow up on that question.
We have to see this from the standpoint of us being a small state in international relations. If you're a small state, you want the law to prevail because you lack the capacity to use force. And once you support the use of force against another state, you kind of axiomatically create the conditions for it to happen to you. With us being a small state like Venezuela, in conflict with Venezuela, we will have grave difficulties. And so I believe that there should be the promotion of international law. I am, however, cognizant of the fact that when power exists and is concentrated, it has the tendency not to pay attention to law. And that is not only restricted to small states, it's also true about people in power. Let us remove a state. Once people have power and they can't get it during the legal way, there's the tendency to use extra-legal approaches. It is wrong, but it's the reality of the world. And so as a citizen of a small state, as a political leader in a small state, we will always support the upholding of international law and practices that make the situation for us more conducive to exist. And there is where our interest lies. Our interest lies in ensuring we help to carve an international system in which small states like us should not be taken advantage of.
So what stops, therefore, Venezuela in the coming time from saying, you know something, we have a Venezuelan criminal, we have a Venezuelan wanted man in Essequibo, and we are going to come in and pick him up, you know, and as we do, we might as well hold on in case we have some more that we want to pick up. What stops that principle from perpetuating itself?
Well, it's not a principle, it's unprincipled. But it's an unprincipled principle, if you want to call it that. But let us say this. Venezuela will be more constrained because though they are a bigger state than us, they are not really a big state in international relations. And they are big states to stop them. And that's why I say for us, it's of grave concern because we are extremely small state, under 1 million people. An army that is not competitive. And so the reality creates conditions propitious to Venezuela doing that. But there's another reality that Venezuela is not as powerful as some of the powerful states in international relations, and therefore they will have to calculate the risk and will not be likely to do it. But it creates a serious precedent in the world which we would want to go.
Yeah, that's some of what the leader of the People's National Congress Reform, a Partnership for National Unity, said last evening in context with veteran journalist Enrico Wolford. And we have to get up to speed with what's happening. A multifaceted issue, very, very dynamic and shifting every day. I was reading just on the interim, the U.S. president saying that they're going to be giving oversight to Venezuela for a long time. For a long time to come. For a long time to come. Here are some of the other things that came out of, one of the other things that came out of that discussion. In context, last evening with veteran journalist Enrico Wolford, with guest Mr. Aubrey Norton, again discussing several aspects of this Venezuela situation. Take a look.
Not operate on the premise that China, Russia, or America come in to fight wars for us. I am of the view that those countries pursue their national interests, and I don't believe at this stage it is part of the national interest to fight for us.
Has the president spoken to the opposition at all? I know there are some issues with regard to the presumptive opposition leader, but what has happened so far?
As far as I'm aware, they have not spoken to the opposition. I am not aware at any stage that they did. What I can say is that in previous occasions, while I was opposition leader, they engaged, and in the first case, we gave them our full support. In the second case, we support them against the Guyana-Venezuela territorial controversy, but we made it very clear we were unhappy that they were not being inclusive and that there were many things that they were doing that we didn't approve of. Additionally, we did say then that they made commitments with us when we were in Parliament. They made commitments on this issue, and then after that, they did not engage. So, as I see it, this state of non-engagement continues, which is not good for Guyana's foreign policy, because in the statement I made on the issue, I did say we need to forge an inclusive approach which allows us to unite in the light of the Venezuelan claims to our territory.
So how could we get on the same page, all of us as Guyanese, even as political parties? How could we get on the same page?
Well, what I did in my first statement was to try to suggest to the government that you need to involve all. I also made a number of proposals suggesting that one, we need to coordinate what we're doing. Two, that we need to forge a unity. Three, that we needed to set up, we need to prepare for any eventuality. And in doing that, I suggested that we needed to set up an area away from the border to ensure that we not only screen who's coming in, but be on top of the situation and provide the resources that were necessary. I also, in that statement, pointed out that we need to engage both the UN and CARICOM, as well as the International Red Cross, so that the economic burden doesn't fall on us alone, so that we can prepare for any possibility, including an influx of Venezuelans from Venezuela. So there were a number of things we talk about. We talk about intensifying the patrols and the controls at the border, which is critical to us. Now, I do not know how we can get the government to engage. I know at some stage they will be compelled to engage because it is not an issue that they can go alone. But to me, it is not just them engaging, it's them engaging and implementing after the engagement and ensuring that there is an inclusive approach to the Guyana-Venezuela territorial controversy.
Yeah, a very, very substantive discussion last evening there. And again, you guys can watch that on demand because it's available on our Facebook pages and on YouTube as well. And you can watch the entire discussion for close to an hour, if not just over an hour, last evening on Venezuela, the Venezuela situation, the capture of Maduro, and the local implications for that, and some other local current affairs events that are happening as well in that very, very substantive discussion. As I said, good morning, guys, and welcome. If you're now joining us, let's turn our attention to some other things that we're tracking. We did say that yesterday we saw some folks from civil society protesting in front of the American embassy, what's transpired in Venezuela and all the international relation implication that goes along with that, and expressing several concerns that Mr. Norton also raised in that engagement with Enrico Wolford last evening as well. And so we've been watching that. Is that a continuing protest? Remains to be seen today whether the guys are going to be back out there at the American embassy making their voices heard. But that took place yesterday. We can keep our fingers on the pulse of what is happening. That being said, folks, we got some other things that are happening as well. I did tell you that the American president has said recently that Venezuela is going to have a long period of scrutiny and oversight by the Americans. We told that yesterday, day before yesterday, when there was that, on Tuesday, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and President Irfan Ali spoke about that Venezuela issue and among other things. And we're told that the U.S. praised Ali's leadership. I understand that, these folks gotta exchange pleasantries, but we carried overboard. Chronicle, this carried overboard. Far overboard. It's I can appreciate what the Americans may have said, but not us. You see, the success of leadership can't just be one-dimensional, can't just be in one area. And when you look at this country, my God, I mean, our best days are still ahead of us. But if we don't turn a corner and turn around this thing, we can be in problems. We think because we got iron, that will fix everything. Take a look at Venezuela. The largest reserves in the world. Take a look at Venezuela. Take a look. Take a hard look. A very, very hard look. But they ain't going to want to do that. They're not going to want to do that. We're not hearing a lot of the things that we should be hearing as part of this discussion. We're not hearing it. For instance, we've been talking about a migration policy long before this capture of Maduro. We've had Venezuelans coming across our borders and different ones passing through, but we don't have a migration policy. We don't have laws that helps us to look at that in a very systematic way. We don't have that. Right? And so as part of remedying this problem with strong policy initiatives, we have to have the legislative framework to get the job done. That's what we got to do. Again, have the legislative framework. And this has been part of what the APNA has been saying consistently. WIN is now saying this. As we said to you last night in our broadcast, we saw Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity, I think calling on some of these same issues here. We got to get order. And that is what regulations and laws enable us to do, and legislation, order. We don't know how many Venezuelans are here with us. At one time, this government trying to tell us, you got 25 in Region 4. 25 Venezuelans. In one stall on the seawall. Vending. 25 in one stall, maybe. Come on. Come on now. So we got to get a plan. And part of that plan, right, is a migration policy. Of course, you heard the government talk recently about these third-party countries for U.S. criminals who they're deporting. If your home country don't want to take you, you can come and rest down here. You can come and take a 5 here. That's not going to work out very well at all. It's not going to work out very well. And part of what we've been saying, again, you've got to get a program. We're opposed to ad hoc decisions. Okay? I saw just on social media this morning, somebody saying, why these third country criminals aren't sent to like the UK and Canada? Why aren't they being sent to those countries? Why indeed? That's the question. Why indeed? Why indeed? Right? What's going on? What's going on? Better pick up yourself. We better pick up yourself. Cat it with dinner. We better pick up yourself. So in addition to that, there should also be parliamentary scrutiny, cost assessments, and also public consultation. Oh, because you say they're highly skilled, we should just say, all right, come, rock and come in. Okay. Okie dokes. Okie dokes. You better behave yourself. Don't get the cash grant ready. You better behave yourself. So we need more clarity on this issue here. Right? And I saw Win asking for transparency on the deportee agreement. Saying, come, Parliament is the place. Forum convenience. Convenience. Parliament is the forum for this. A convenient place to have these discussions. But we know them boys, they want to come to the Augusta house because they got to do a couple other things when they come to the house. And they don't want that. They don't want that at all. They don't want it at all. So we got to monitor, see where this goes, see where it goes to. As we wrap up in about another 5 to 10 minutes, as we wrap up, fires of the PPP, fires. Fire in New Amsterdam quite recently. Fire, 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 fire. The folks is arson. Arson. Two-story house at Penitentiary Walk in New Amsterdam was destroyed by fire around 21:53 hours just yesterday. 21:53 hours. And the police is saying that it seems that the fire was deliberately set. It's arson. 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 I hope you all don't go setting fire to people's house. Hope you don't go setting fires to people's house. It might end up in a bad way. Neon, Bantu, Neville, Dolly, we end up in a bad way. Witnesses said they saw two persons entering the yard before the fire started. Two persons entering the yard. We told in the same vein that the building was unoccupied and had no electricity at the time. See? Let's be careful out there, guys. Let us be careful out there. While that is happening, bring you up to speed very quickly. Very quickly. I see the vendors got some additional concerns now. Additional concerns. Yeah. Shifting them around. Let's understand the socioeconomic circumstances under which lots of our vendors operate. Please and thank you. Right? Let us understand that. And maybe we treat them a little differently. Maybe we consult a little more instead of trying to strong arm them. We consult a little more. We want order. We want order. But we're going to violate people to get to that order. Okie dokes, we're going to violate people. So there's that happening, folks. At that end. And then we see them talking about hinterland connectivity. How costly it is. Hinterland connectivity. And them saying now, oh, they're going to try to bring down the cost. According to one agile, they're going to try to bring down the cost. Oh, they've been saying this for a long time. A long time. Oh, we fixed the airstrip. The cost should be lowered now. When it happened, tell me. When it happens, tell me. So they're upgrading airstrips and constructing bridges between Karastabay and Mountain and the, and you start something, the project stalled for 3 years. And you're talking to us about bringing down cost. We got to do better, man. We got to get it right. It's cheaper to fly to a neighboring country than fly your own country. We got to get it right. One way or the other. One way or the other. We got to get it right. And finally, they tell us that GTT has a new CEO. I just want a good service. New CEO, old CEO. I just want good service. I just want good service. It's always this plus and this and Each thing promising to make the last one better. But are we getting that? Are we getting that? I pay more than kind of $5,000 in internet service monthly. And I don't know the difference between my internet service and dial-up. Right? My fancy cable and this and that and speed and lightning and all these things. And I don't know the difference between what I have and dial-up. What I want is good service as a consumer. Right? As a consumer. But that being said, congrats to the new CEO. Congrats to the new CEO, Mr. Smith. Congrats to him. And best wishes. We got a lot of way to go. Got a lot of way to go still. This is or rather, I believe rather, yeah. Abram Smith appointed as new chief executive. Abram Smith. So best wishes, as I said to him. We got to find a way forward. Service. That's what you want. Service. Folks, smash that emoji button before you run out this morning, this Thursday morning, to your other engagements and assignments. No doubt you got places to go, people to meet. And before you rush off, smash that emoji button for us. Share the broadcast for us. Please and thank you. We're going to see you guys back in the next one as we wrap up. Thursday, the 8th day of January. As we wrap up today, we're going to see you guys back on our next broadcast. Stay safe. That's going to do it for us this morning. And that's our time for today, and that's our broadcast. Good to see Neville on the live this morning, Natasha, Avril, and Mandy. Edward is on with us too. Gail Ali Cook. Gail, how you doing? Thanks for the thing. All the other folks who are with us this morning, Michelle and Avril and Janet and Beatrice, Mark and Maxine, all the other folks. Have a fantastic rest of the day. All right. Good to see Diane, Janet. You have a safe day. Have a safe day. Cool, calm, and collected. We're going to see you guys on the next one.